Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Stagg, Grant Putnam here. Just wanted to quickly go over some of the landscape changes that we were considering. All right, so first thing we do is we drop the size in some of the plants. So we dropped the size on the boxwood um, from 38 to 42 inch to 30 to 36 inch. We dropped the size on the lilac off the corner of the house here. Okay. We dropped the size on the Green Mountain boxwoods from 5 feet down to 32 to 36 inches tall. Okay. Um, and then as far as tree choices, you were concerned about putting it in the blood goods that will eventually get too big. So my suggestion is you can get another tree that looks identical to a blood good as far as the leaf. It's bright red in color, same family. But it's a red Twombly maple tree. I sent you a picture attached to the email, but it has a little bit more of a narrow growth habit than a bloodgood. So that could be an appropriate location for that, not having to worry about it getting too big. And then outside of using a bloodgood here, I suggested using a Coosa dogwood, which is another ornamental, smaller growing tree. Same thing, I attached the picture to the email. Okay. We reduce the number of liriope, okay, to try to lower cost. Reduce the size in the green velvets on this front of the house to from 24 to 26 inches wide down to 17 to 18 inches wide. Removed the 3 trees along the street, which you could always add back in as a second phase down the road. Okay. Removed all the plantings underneath this tree. So I think it's advisable to still have a tree in this location because it kind of frames the walkway and frames the entrance kind of to your house. So I would leave one cherry tree in here, but then you could remove these plants and just do a smaller mulch ring around the cherry tree. Okay. And then we reduce the nepeta from 8 pieces to 5 pieces on this side of the walkway. Okay. You're going to notice that this walkway, the way that we have it, as far as dimensions wise, is we don't have it extending all the way over to the granite slab. There's like a granite slab edging next to your hydrangea. We have plants in between the walkway and the granite slab, and we don't have it quite as big as what you have it here, which I think would be too big of a flare at the beginning of the walkway. I think we measured it at like a 6 foot by 4 foot entrance to the walkway versus this would be much bigger if you decide to go this route. Okay. The other thing with the walkway, in the email you're going to notice that that I mentioned dimensions and whatnot, and I also mentioned the pattern of the walkway. You specifically requested to have all these stones used as single pieces back to back to back. The only issue with that is you really can't purchase standard size bluestone that's over 3 feet long. And you're saying that your current bluestone is 41.5 inches long. So to do that, you'd end up having to purchase you have to end up special ordering bluestone. If you wanted me to look into that and give you a quote for that, we could. The other thing to realize is because there's a slight curve of the walkway, you're going to end up having to cut either side of the existing pieces. So no matter what, it's not going to maintain at 41.5 inches wide once you start cutting either side. Okay, so that was that. Let's see here what else we have going on. So I think that was about it. I also mentioned in the email that advantageous to you, we would be willing to do the lighting as part of this project, and then you wouldn't have to pay for it until spring of 2020. So rather than wait until next year to do the lighting, you could do it this year and have the advantage of not paying for it. Plus, if you do it this year, I'll give you a 10% discount because it's going to save us time and money to do it in one shot rather than having to come back for a separate project in the future. So that's it. I'll shoot everything over to you, and we'll take it from there. Thanks again for the opportunity.